All right, welcome back. Talking Atomic Habits and Mr. Clear, who is the author. Great book. Loved it. All right, so last time we talked a little bit about having a process and thinking through things. See how far we get today. I would say the idea of identity, finding like the person that you want to be based on your actions. So I have here, I'm a vegetarian because I don't eat meat. You can talk to a lot of different vegetarians and they will have a lot of different reasons for why they don't eat meat. But one thing they all have in common, they don't eat meat. So if you identify yourself as being somebody, it kind of is a way to shortcut in terms of like not focus so much on the outcome or like not always having to worry about a process. You first start with like, this is who I want to be. And then you figure out a process and then the outcome finds its way to you. But as you do things, you start getting all these evidences in your life. So, like, I joke around with kids all the time when they say, "When was the last time you ate meat?" Truth is, probably eaten meat a bunch of times without ever knowing it when I go to restaurants and stuff. But every day I don't eat meat is like another day under my belt. It's been like 10 years. It's not even hard anymore. Um, and the whole reason why I started not eating meat was just because I wanted to eat more vegetables. So I said, well, if I stop eating delicious food, what will I end up eating? More vegetables, which might seem crazy. But anyway, the process took care of itself when I decided, hey, this is who I'm going to be. So one more time, you pick your identity, you decide the person you want to be, and then you kind of look around and you try to figure out a process that'll get you there. And the outcomes kind of take care of themselves. So moving on to problem phases versus solution phases. So the idea is we have a problem, there's a cue and a craving. And then the solution is going to be your response and the reward from doing the behavior. Like my dog right now is drinking water. That was the noise. So she saw her bowl. She realized that, hey, I'm kind of thirsty right now. What did she do? She starts licking up water. The reward is she's no longer thirsty. Now, can she think words like that? No. But if you can kind of follow, you can kind of start thinking, how am I going to kind of engineer my life to create the habits that I want? So, the idea is for breaking a bad habit. Make it obvious. So, if you realize that, like, let me think of a bad habit. Oh, eating chocolate. Yeah. So, every Halloween, freaking chocolate everywhere. So it's right in front of my face. And then my family doesn't eat it. They'll eat like a piece and then it's just sitting there. And every day I have to use willpower to not eat the chocolate. So what could I do instead of that bad habit of eating the chocolate? I can put it away. Like my wife doesn't even know that the chocolate's here. Like I sometimes just throw away tons of candy and nobody knows about it because it's not right in front of their faces. And if they don't see it, then they don't realize there's a craving. Unfortunately, I know where everything is because I always put things back. So it kind of works against me. So the idea is if I don't want to eat the Halloween candy, I need to get rid of it. Um, um, being aware. This is a good one. This is another one that would be crazy. That'd be like walking around and like pointing out all the things in your life that you don't want to do as part of your routine, and you speak it out loud. If I eat that chocolate, I'm going to get fat. I know I'm going to want to eat more of that chocolate. And then the idea is you slow down yourself and you realize the consequences, and maybe you don't do it, or you just kind of, it's called front loading. When something happens at this point in time, then I will do this. So let's do it with a good habit. So every morning I get up and I have my book next to my chair. So when I wake up in the morning at 4:30 in the morning, then I will make my coffee and I will read my book. And then over time, it just kind of becomes an identity of like who you are. And I think that's as far as we're going to get for today. So again, like you don't have to agree with any of these things. Maybe you take one little bit of piece and you plug it into your life and then you say, "Hey, this works for me," or "This does not work for me." I don't know. It's all about engineering the person you want to become.